Hello, everybody, and welcome to Champagne Sundays with your hosts, Lisa and Nancy, editors of BigBlendMagazine.com.
Well, happy National Greasy Foods Day, everybody. It is October 25th, 2020. And welcome to Big Blend Radio Champagne Sunday Show. We are your hosts, Nancy and Lisa, the mother-daughter travel team on the Love Your Parks tour and publishers of Big Blend Radio and TV magazine and Parks and Travel magazine. And today we're broadcasting live from Tallahassee, Florida. Are you excited, Nancy?
Of course. And I have the giggles.
Oh, good. You always should. Hey, listen, we're very excited because we have Marisa China joining us as special guest co-host again. I think this is her second or third time as guest co-host, and she's good at it. She's super fun. She is a co-owner and creator of PortoVino tote bags and backpacks. Listen, this is the most awesome thing on the planet. I've been showing every person I can as we travel across the country on our Love Your Parks tour. You're talking style, bags of style, backpacks that can take you to wherever you want to go in the world. And they have these really cool, discreet, places where you can hide your wine in another bag and keep it cold. And then you can whip out the little PortoVino spout no one can see, and you can pour your little wine into your little cup or your glass and be stealth and enjoy it anywhere you want, no matter what. Don't let anybody tell you can't, because you can. So anyway, Marisa's back on to talk about, she's going to co-host the show, but also talk about some of their new styles and designs. Some of them are super awesome, and especially in regards to COVID-19, she's got awesome packages with masks and scarves and all kinds of good stuff. And she's also going to talk about Gnoments. Gnomes, garden gnomes. No, they're not garden gnomes. But, yeah, so Marisa, welcome back. How are you?
Hi there. So wonderful to be with you ladies. Yeah, I'm doing great. It's always a pleasure to be with you here on especially Champagne Sunday. Who doesn't like that? So.
Yep, really. I do, obviously.
with a view, correct? Don't we want a view?
Absolutely.
We need a view when we have our wine or champagne. So what's your view today? What are you looking out onto?
I'm actually in Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm looking out to my backyard actually right now, and yeah, it's a pretty nice view. You know, we're lucky in all these more southern states where we've got the weather's cooperating, and you know we're finally seeing some 80, 90 degree temperatures. So that for us is amazing. You know, we're feeling like woohoo. The hundreds are behind us. So.
Wow. So you know what? So feeling the fall weather. Nancy and I have the most awesome views. Tell everybody what you're looking at, Nancy, out your window.
I'm looking at a beautiful garden with hanging staghorn ferns and all sorts of plants that I don't even know the name of, and two wonderful little dogs. One looks like he hops like a kangaroo chasing lizards. It's just too much fun. This is too much fun. And a beautiful swimming pool, but magnificent magnolia trees.
And
awesome. Huge. They're huge.
That sounds gorgeous. That's the beauty of Southeast and just how tropical it can be there with, you know, it's so conducive to so many different plants, and sounds gorgeous.
Amazing. It's amazing.
And the Spanish moss. That's my thing. The Spanish moss. It's so beautiful. It's swinging out, and they've got the resurrection ferns on the giant trees, the oak trees, and oh my gosh, it's beautiful out here. Today's show, not only we're going to chat with Marisa, we also have Suzanne Cleese Stamps joining us to talk about the Southern Hands Artist Studio Tour. It's happening November 14th through 15th in Georgia, near Atlanta, Georgia. Our friend Andrea Boswell is going to join us, but has a sinus infection. Not fun. It's never fun, but I'm glad Suzanne can join us just to give us an update. I know Andrea was on the show before talking about the event, and Nancy and I were just recently out there and got to meet Andrea in person and go to her studio, play with her cats Gotham and Joker. And
So much
while we were
fun.
there, we paid a visit to our friend Zakiya Hooker. Zakiya Hooker is an R&B blues jazz artist, and she sings whatever she wants. We can't pigeonhole. Zakiya, she's a daughter of, John Lee Hooker, the blues icon. But we got to spend some time with her. You've heard her on the shows throughout the years. Most recently this spring with her album Legacy. That it's right now a contender for a Grammy nomination. It's being considered, which is very exciting. So if you're on that Grammy ballot, take a listen to Legacy. We're going to play some of the music today. Have her on the show, but also with her husband and producer and singer Olin Christopher Bell. He's also known as Chris James, as the co-founder of the 70s soul group The Natural Four, and they are awesome. So he's going to be talking about their latest music projects. Zakiya, I know, is going to talk about jewelry and gardening, and she's been doing a whole bunch during this whole pandemic. But I'm excited to have Owen back on the show too. He was back on the show a couple of years ago with his memoir, and I tell you what, man, he's lived a life. He's been around the block. Yeah.
I was listening to myself and catching up on everything, and the whole day, just such beautiful, beautiful music. It's phenomenal, and like a really interesting life. So, I agree.
Yeah, for sure. I'm so glad you're going to be on the show with them. Hey, listen, they saw the PortoVinos. We brought them.
Well, you really are spreading the PortoVino love. I love it. It's awesome.
I feel like I'm the prophet of PortoVino, man. I'm telling you, it's like everyone knows. Whether they drink wine or not, you need to know about it. But Owen is a wine drinker. He loves wine, and he shared a wonderful wine with us, and so very, very nice. But also, we've got 5-star chef and culinary instructor Ivan Flowers back on the show. We haven't chatted with him since summertime, and that's since the last time we chatted with you, Marisa, too. It was our summer party. And Ivan is an incredible chef, and he's going to teach us how to make oven-roasted barbecued chicken, which I think looks pretty delicious.
Yeah.
I know. So, okay, everyone, it is time for our champagne toast, because that's what Sunday's all about. You got to be happy about something. So, Marisa, you are our special guest co-host. So, what are you toasting to today?
Oh gosh, I am toasting to the rest of the year, that it turns around for everybody, and that we have an amazing end of 2020, because it's coming with it's been tough. So I'm hopeful that we can turn some stuff around. So.
I like that. Nancy, what about you? Are you still talking about Chucko the Clown?
I know. I can't help it. It's funny. No, well, okay. I'm going to toast to today is National World Pasta Day. And so who doesn't like pasta? So I have to toast to pasta because that's cool.
Perfect.
But also, on
goes
this
well
day,
with wine.
It goes well with almost everything. Even ice cream. Think about it. Now, so in 1975, on this date, on the Mary Tyler Moore Show, Chuckles the Clown apparently was killed by an elephant while he is dressed in a peanut suit. So how does it, Chuckles the Clown is dressed in a peanut suit, or was the elephant dressed in a peanut suit?
That's what you're toasting to? Oh, my gosh. Okay. So that's what happened?
Yeah, on this day in 1975. And, so I was looking at it, I'm like, well, did a death really occur? But not that I can find. So the episode, which I have never seen, I now want to see if I can find it and see it.
I know. I'm going to have to seek that. But it is definitely a bad idea to dress like a peanut in front of an elephant. I got it.
Yes. You think?
Thanks for that clarification,
he had it coming.
Marisa.
Chuckles had it coming to him. It just was not a good idea.
He's looking at this and going, that's the biggest peanut I've ever seen.
Okay. Well, there you go. Chucko the Clown. And it's National Greasy Food Day. I've got to dig into that with the show today. Because who doesn't like a little grease once in a while, especially on a Sunday if you've been naughty the night before. I'm just saying.
It's called bacon.
But I'm toasting to fall. You know about this in the desert Southwest, where Nancy and I have been. We've been doing the desert Southwest on our tour where we're traveling full time. Everyone, you can keep up with everything we do at bigblendmagazines.com. But as we travel full time And on our Love Your Parks tour, we've done a lot of the West, California, Arizona, Nevada, Colorado. We've done some Louisiana, Arkansas as well this year. So, I mean, last year and this year, we've been all over the Northeast and the East. And we're back in Florida. We've done Maryland, Delaware, Georgia. Oh, my gosh. We've done Arkansas, Florida. We have done Pennsylvania, Michigan. And I know I'm leaving something out. North Carolina, did I say that? East, Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Delaware. All these places we haven't been to before. And we were just in East Tennessee, and we did a little bit of the Smoky Mountains. We went through on the the Blue Ridge Parkway. We went the wrong way for a few hours, but anyway, who cares? It was beautiful.
You think?
Yeah, we were late getting to Andrea, in Georgia, but I went to Georgia this year too. And I have to tell you, I've never experienced the fall leaves. And the desert, by the way, has an amazing fall too, because the cactus turns all these different colors with their seed pods and all of that. So, everywhere has fall in some way. But I have never experienced fall color like that, and where it's swaths of it. Where it's like just whole ridge lines of mountains. And, we've seen fall color in the Southwest, like in Colorado. And it just, I don't know, it was this whole other experience that I've never had before and blew my mind. And I'm still feeling it here in Tallahassee as the leaves fall down. And so I'm toasting to that, because it may be a crazy year, but there's those little things like a fall color that just blows your mind that we need to appreciate. So I toast to fall.
Mm-hmm.
Cool
Yeah.
for that. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, you come from back east, don't you, Marisa?
Yeah, and there's some. Maybe it's just because the foliage is so much more dense that when the colors change, it's more intense, isn't it? It's just so pretty. I think some of the prettiest I've ever seen is like being in like the Vermont area, like just so gorgeous.
We haven't done that now. Where were you from originally back east?
Upstate New York. So
so we can do that.
Actually called Seneca Falls, the birthplace of women's rights.
You go, girl.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. They didn't do enough, when looking back when I was a kid, I thought they would have some stuff, but not, if you go back, they do have a nice kind of museum created for it, and it's neat. It's a really pretty little town. Nice place to have grown up. It's also supposedly where I'm drawing a blank. It's the Christmas show with Jimmy Stewart. Do you drawing a blank on the name?
Yeah.
No, not me.
Andy Williams.
No, here I'm gonna find it. But anyway, that is where it supposedly took place. So, or at least so anyway, I'm stuttering here because I cannot believe I cannot remember the movie name, and I am kind of one of those people who love my Christmas movies. So, and all I can think of is Miracle on 34th Street, which is definitely not that. So, I will find this, and I will. It's one of those things. You stop thinking about it, and then all of a sudden, like 15 minutes in, we're talking about something different, and I'm going to blurt it out.
Well,
that's okay.
Well, as long as you get it before that 3:00 in the morning when you wake up, and we'll just put the show back on. But what was neat is we were kind of close to there. We were in Erie, Pennsylvania, and so there's this wine trail that goes from Erie to Buffalo, New York area, and the wine. Oh my gosh, it was one of the best experiences. We were having wine, and the winemaker, Randy from Courtyard Winery, everybody, this was incredible, took us out into the vineyards, and this is where they grow all the grapes for Welch's grapes. I mean, and I didn't know how cool Welch grapes are. Like, he told us about this is like a cooperative between all the growers. And so they actually kind of own a portion. Like, it's an interesting thing that they're really good to the farmers. Let's put it this way. Wherever you think about corporate farming, you never think they're getting anything beneficial back as much. But Welch grapes sounds way different. And it really actually, if it wasn't for Welch grapes, these winemakers wouldn't be able to afford to do their winery, because winemaking is expensive as heck. And I mean, imagine putting up a winery, investing in the grapes, and then making it yourself. I mean, and it's an artisan craft, And he said that, Welch's basically put them on the map or made it possible where they were. But you could stand in a vineyard and look over Lake Erie and see Canada from there, which was amazing. Here in these vineyards and have wine. It was really cool and really good wines. And yeah,
you're looking at all these grapes, right? And if you squint your eyes, they turn into bottles of wine.
That's right, Lucy. So I wanted to go back to PortoVino because PortoVino, as you know, we love porto-vino.com, everybody. That's the website. You have come up with so many designs. Did you have COVID fever that you just started drinking wine and designing? The designs are phenomenal. I love the new backpacks for ladies. Oh, my gosh, these backpacks are pop. Yeah.
You know what? It's funny because some of these designs literally were started a couple years ago. And, you know, I've been wanting to do a clutch for a long time. I wanted to do a backpack. And, you know, you kind of design them and then I have them made. And then it's like, no, that's not it. You know, like, and then I just keep kind of looking at it thinking, you know, and I have to like it. I have to really, you know, be happy with it to want to actually, you know, produce it in mass. So, yeah, I have a tendency to take a little longer in the design process than I'd like. But, you know, I kind of just this year, I thought, you know what, I need to make these happen. And so they really just came together at the last minute. Just I kind of, you know, just kept forcing like a deadline on myself. So, I'm super excited. I'm really happy. We have, like you mentioned, this backpack for a little more elegant, stylish backpack for women, and then we have a clutch, and so these ones are a little different because now we have bags, two different designs we came out with, just see how they work, where they're a little smaller size bags, and they accommodate one bottle of wine. So the little beverage pouch inside that comes with it will fit one bottle of wine or any beverage, hot or cold. But so it gives people different options. And you know, my whole philosophy is I love the idea that you can, you know, bring your wine somewhere, or whatever beverage you know you want, wherever you're going. But you don't always need to bring drinks, but it's a nice convenience. So I want to have like a bag where I could use it every day, but then when I want to have, you know, the wine or whatever, I'm going someplace where that's what I need it for, then I just take the pouch and put it inside. So I don't have to change my whole bag out. It's versatile for every day, whether or not you need to bring the beverage pouch or not with. So yeah, that's the whole premise. But I'm excited about we've gotten some great
Mm-hmm.
on the new styles, and a fun thing we just did is we were working with a lady who owned and started a bag company that also poured wine called the Swanky, and she designed a tote bag, kind of a slouch bag that designed a little differently, and it actually has a patent. We're still working on it's still pending our patent for PortoVino, but her bag actually accommodates 4 bottles of wine. So it's like when you really want to bring the party and you have a bunch of people, then, but it's essentially, that's a traditional box wine size. So it's a 3-liter pouch. So the neat thing about it is that it does come with 3-liter beverage pouch, so you can put your own wine in it. But, you know, if you're short on time or there's a box wine you really like, since they definitely have, you know, gotten better with the box wines, you just go to the store, buy yourself the box wine, and you know, stick the bladder in, and you're good to go. So it's a nice addition.
I'm looking at the Swanky Cha-Cha. I like the Swanky Cha-Cha.
Even the name is good, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm liking that one.
You know, I the whole thing, I mean, the PortoVino thing, I mean, it is so cool, and I love that you can go bigger, because it's like go big or go home. No, I'm kidding. But if you are having, but you know, when you're on a group hike or something like that, then you don't have to like worry, like, are they drinking too much wine? You know, are they going to leave me enough? I'm bringing. I know. Like I'll have a paranoia session. I mean, that's when I get anxiety, is like the running out of wine. But I think when you're getting, right now, with COVID and everything, we're all kind of being super careful, yet maybe going off on hikes or picnics with close family. And
right.
so I think that's a way where if you have, 4, 5, 6 adults in your family, you can have a little wine. And for travelers, this is a cool thing. Trust me.
Right.
If you're going to have wine at rest areas along the way, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
it
it's
works
definitely.
so
I mean,
well.
it's
does.
and I love hearing that. I love your PortoVino with a view. You always have such great places that you're taking the PortoVinos, and makes me want to. I wish I just had like bewitched qualities, where I could just wiggle my nose or click my fingers and join you. But
that'd be cool. Huh?
It is nice in this COVID time where we don't all want to. We kind of want to be a little bit more cautious, so if we can bring whatever we want in our own purse and whatever it is, and if we want to share with somebody, and it's still pretty sanitary because you're pouring through a little spout, and you'll bring your glass, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Well, you also have a design where, because you have the one with the dual spigot thingies, right? So you had one with hand sanitizer, and it came with a mask and a scarf. I mean, all designed so stylish.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that was another one that when COVID started, and we're still trying to figure out what was going to go on with it. We thought about doing something like having a COVID bundle, and the whole idea is that it's got the Tuscany design has 2 different pouring spouts, so it comes with 2 individual beverage pouches that each can accommodate its own bottle of wine. So if somebody likes red, or somebody likes white, or somebody likes margaritas, and somebody else likes red wine, you can do one for each. So you can be a little multifunctional bar on the go. But so we thought, wouldn't it be neat? If you're out and about, you have one with your hand sanitizer, and you can put whatever beverage in the other one, and then we came out with purse scarf masks, because we all wear our masks, but at the same time, we generally when we're in a place that's safe or we're by ourselves, we take it off. So we thought, well, why not it be cute enough where it can work as a double, and you can put it on the outside of your purse, and it decorates your purse. And then when you need it, you just take it off the handle and put it on your face. So
love it.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's a neat. It's turned out pretty well, and we've gotten good reception to it. So
cool.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
And I like the scarves and the masks too. I think
me
that's
too.
something. It's always this accessory. I mean, you could be super relaxed on things and what you're dressing. I mean, I just know from traveling that we're not dressing fancy. It just doesn't work.
Right.
But if you wear one bracelet or one necklace or a scarf or something simple like that, it can change your whole look from in jeans and a T-shirt, and I was going to say tackies. Now Gunnar will know what those are. Sneakers.
Sneakers.
You put a scarf on, now you've just kind of prepped up your whole look, So I think that's what's really cool too about what you're doing with this, is that little extra. I don't know, it's just that little spark that we all need. I think, and that's the thing too. We've been listening to, just reports of, women that are also used to being in the corporate world, and how they're trying to have this balance of just where it's not all fancy. You don't have to wear high heels, but you can, you want to be comfortably casual with a little sparkle. We still want to look good. So I think that's that other part where you're hitting it right there.
No, thanks. Yeah, and that's the whole. I think even our purses, right? Where you get a cute little purse, and it makes you feel like nice little shoes and cute purse, and you kind of tie yourself all together. You feel good. You can throw on the pair of jeans and a T-shirt, but if you got that cute, the accessories right, and that's what PortoVino really tries to do is, we really want the purse to like it, love wearing it every day, and then you get this bonus, right? Like, I have a secret weapon in here. Like, I'm actually carrying a couple bottles of wine with my friends. So it's it's
Cool.
supposed to be a whole in package like that. But definitely, I think that fashion side of things is so important in striking that balance, especially today. I feel like with so many of us working from our home, and you're not going to the offices quite maybe as much for some people. You need to have those little fashion statements to keep us going, to make us feel a little bit more human.
Like, because you do Zoom calls and you're on video and you're like, oh, whoops, I didn't even do my hair today. Whoopsie, because you're now at home. So
right.
I think, we need to take care.
I need a scarf just to cover my hair because, like, a lot of times when we travel, it's 24 hours. We'll be doing, like, park to park to park and then get to a bed and breakfast or a home that we're pet sitting for, and we look like we came out of the jungle. And, maybe we smell like that, too. I don't know. But I can't help it. That's what happened, man. So, but listen, Marisa, this is very important. I just got a message from Andrea, the artist, ceramic artist, Andrea from the Southern Hands Artist Studio Tour, and she wants you to know your movie is It's a Wonderful Life.
Yes, I saw it online. Thank you so much. That was one of those like moments where I was not proud of that I could not come up with.
No, but you
name.
know what? Steve Snykert, our Hollywood historian, is going to kick our butts when we get off of this radio show for not figuring it out either, because he's done Hollywood History of Christmas, and that's always in it, and he performed in it as well on the stage production, and so it's a big deal. It's a Wonderful Life is a big deal, and we didn't figure it out either, so we all get a spanking. So can we just have wine?
My high school friends from back home will not. I'll be in shame. I'll be shamed by them as well. They're going to be like, how did you not remember the name? It's like the claim to the fame of the town right now. And they only figured it out. I mean, I don't know how many years ago, but it wasn't even. No one even knew when we grew up there. When I grew up there, I mean, I left in probably when I went to college. So in the like late 80s, and they didn't even know. It was only after I left that they figured it out. So.
So let's talk about these wonderful gnomes. They're not garden gnomes, but they're cute little gnomes. There's one with little braided hair, and so there's two gnomes, the Gnoments, and so it's like Gnome and .com. Go to it. It's so super cool. And Priscilla wants to be friends with them already. Our little sock monkey's like, well, how come we don't have like gnomes? And we used to have a talking gnome that you would push a recorder and say things in it. And it got naughty, as you can imagine. You already know me, you and I now over the years. We haven't met you in person yet, but we're coming west in spring, so that's going to happen.
Oh, good. Well,
yes, we're going to make sure.
That happen.
Yeah, we are going to make that happen. But we got in trouble with our gnome in a bar.
Yes. In
Laughlin, of all places, with our friend the Commodore. It was Laughlin. He kicked us out. The bartender kicked us out for having too much fun with our gnome because we were recording things and saying it back. And then
ordered a drink.
But it sounded like it was on helium. It was on helium, so it sounded really funny. But anyway.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you got kicked out for that.
No, he was really joking around. It was closing time anyway, and he was just take your toy and go home.
Take your toys and get out of here. But it was funny.
That's funny.
The Commodore, a friend, he's passed away. He's like a I don't know. He's like a dad to me, and he would be one of those that would kick your butt, but like let's sit down and have a cocktail afterwards. He recorded stuff into it, and I didn't know, and we went to check into the hotel, and the only reason we went to Laughlin, because if you've seen the TV show Laughlin, you'll never want to go there. And then when you go there, well, it's a whole other thing. Well, it's true. It's true. I'm sorry, but there was this little train that would go around from the hotels to casino and hotel to hotel, and we wanted to do the train. So we drove all the way from Mexico, where he lived, in Ensenada area, to Laughlin. We picked him up and got there, and the train was closed. And so we were all upset.
So mad.
I know. But anyway, he recorded something. I can't remember what it was, but we went to check in, and I was handling all the reservations for all our rooms. and he sneaks up and goes to the lady at the reservation at the lobby, at the front desk, and puts the gnome and plays whatever it was. It was some weird singing thing. I don't know what he did, but he was totally a brat. But anyway, so when I saw Gnoments, I am in love with this project because
I think it was shut your pie hole, sweetie.
He used to say that all the time, among other things. He was not
so sad.
I know. He'd just go, darling. That's just so darling. But Gnoments, tell us about it, because this is so cute, and it's such a cool way of communication between, your husband and wife, or anybody in a relationship together at all, whether it's family, loved ones, friends. And I love the whole surprise thing. We used to do that. We used to have things, Nancy and I still do this, like you can open your suitcase and something weird is in your suitcase. And
fun.
She'll put like shampoo from the past hotel in there and stuff. Like you and it made but
oh, that part's not fun. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you know what? Gnoments is it. I think we started Gnoments. We came out with it at the end of 2015, actually, and the whole concept was, a lot of people in our team at the time had kids, and we were talking about Elf on the Shelf, and we thought, kids. Why is it that kids have all the fun? We don't, we did, and parents get tired, like couples get tired, and just always trying to come up with these crazy things for Elf on the Shelf. I mean, are you familiar with Elf on the Shelf?
Oh yes, quite familiar. And and Priscilla we've got a whole photo shoot of Priscilla with an elf in Louisiana on cypress, the cypress trees, like the knees of. Anyway, yes.
Okay.
So we thought, wouldn't it be fun to have something where, and it was really originally designed for couples, where, they would be, so that there are two little gnomes, and, it's, like one's kind of, got the female gnome and the male gnome to be, one's got the little braids, and we can do the same sex gnomes if you request it too, but but anyway, they sit on the
cool.
idea is they sit on a little shelf, and they have little magnets in their hands, and they hold hands, and they are supposed to be in an area in your home where you can see them, and when one of them is gone, then that is an indicator that someone has done something special for you. And they have a little back pocket that has that you can put a note in, or something special, surprise, or anything you want. But it's also equipped with a little NFC chip, which is essentially like a chip that you can use your cell phone, your Android, or the more recent versions, the iPhone. I think it's iPhone 9 and above, and you can program something on the chip. So it's not difficult. There's an NFC app if you want to get a little technical, but it's not real difficult. You just download the app, and so you could say, find your favorite YouTube, song, or you could record something like some video, or you could pin a map, to do almost like a little scavenger hunt, and you can program it on the NFC chip. And so when your loved one comes along, they could take their phone, and you could put a little note that says "Scan me," and they tap their phone, and it would call up the little video or whatever it is that you know left for them. So it's got a lot of functionality. I mean, most of the time we just put little notes in it, but we've definitely been in situations where the kids and I have left for to go back east to visit my parents, and so we made a little video for my husband and left it for him, so there's all sorts of cute things. The kids they get into it, and one thing I overlooked is the kids really get into it. So it's really not just for couples. So if they would get into a little fight, one of them would take a little note and say "I'm sorry" and put candy in the back pocket,
cool.
and super cute little things. And then teachers actually got into it too, because it was a really cute little kind of reward for the kids. They could keep the gnome on their desk during the day if they
Cool.
So there's a lot of fun things you can do with the gnomes, but they're really cute, and the whole idea is to do special things for the ones you love, because I think we all get into like, the routine of things, and we take things for granted, and we just, go through our day. But it makes such a little difference to have some little surprise that's just, even if it's just somebody thought of you and put like a cup of coffee and in the morning, they went and got like your favorite coffee house, and it's there with a whatever pumpkin latte with a little muffin and a little gnome. It's just kind of a nice, like, that
cool.
was sweet, So
as a parent, you could go, I saw what you did and I know where you live.
Oh, nice. She's getting too close to Halloween here.
The evil no messages.
The evil.
No, but you know what I think? But I love the thing where you were talking about how if there was a fight, I mean, even between, a relationship, and I love that you're doing same sex too. I think that's so crucial that everyone's inclusive. It's the whole thing of coming back together, because it kind of tears down that ego part of, I don't want to admit this, and then there's that weird awkwardness. Some people just have sex and have a good time with that, the makeup thing. But some people, with siblings, that's not happening. Please do not let that happen. But sorry.
All righty then.
No, but I think it creates this, it's a form of getting back together. It's a step. It's a communication way, and it's a really nice way of being able to kind of nod your head to,
right. It's just kind of like really, because it's hard for a lot of people to admit they're wrong. But if you just, even though you know it, it's if you just take a little gnome and you have a little peace offering with it, then it just immediately kind of breaks that barrier down that could escalate into something ridiculous when it started off as like such a dumb thing to begin with, right? So. So it's fun. They're fun. It's just, they're cute, and it's just a fun way to, we always say, like, take a gnome and make a moment, So
I like it, because I think, especially if there was an argument, and then you have to laugh at the gnome.
Right.
You have to. So it releases all that built up tension that makes everything bigger than it was.
Yeah.
And just calm down and, okay, that's funny. I already know
and
you're going to say you're
can
sorry.
blame the gnome. Say the gnome did it. You don't have to take ownership.
But as soon as you know the other side is already going to say, I'm sorry, then you back off and go, yeah, I was kind of part of that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So
you can just relax.
I wonder how many people named their gnomes.
Yeah, we used to have an app that used to come with it, and you could make a gnome avatar. And
well, that's funny.
You could make a gnome avatar. You could make the gnome look the way you wanted to. You could name your gnome, and because we had something called gnomification, so if you weren't by your gnome, but you wanted to send somebody like a gnomon type of thing, you could send them a text. Unfortunately, with your gnome avatar, but unfortunately that we. Technological issues, so we haven't rebuilt that. But yeah, it's a cute, and it's a really nice gift. I mean, it's great for any family really, or couples who are getting married, but it comes in a really nice, really beautiful box, and you get the two gnomes, and you get like a book that kind of gives you examples of how to use your gnome, but it's a really cute book. So it's definitely a cute kind of just device, I guess, a tool for kids, families, parents, couples, anyone to use, and it's just fun, even if you send it to somebody and just with something little. I mean, so
it's your gnome in a box.
I think right now, with everybody being cooped up in the same place, that you need something fun within your own house, and that's a perfect gift for right now, So everyone, again, Gnoments.com, and also go to PortoVino.com. We're going to talk about more holiday shopping, including art, so stay tuned with that. And I want to tell you, Marisa, we have a bunch more PortoVino with the views that we have a map on our Love Your Parks tour section of our website, nationalparktraveling.com, where we started recording all of our PortoVino moments, where we're hiking somewhere, going somewhere. You see the photo of the backpack that we take around, our little silicone glasses of PortoVino. Sometimes there's water. I'm just saying. And the majority of the time it's wine, and so it's there. And we have a lot more to add to it. And the most recent one was it with Aaron Turner at the farm at Spring Creek. Next thing you know, this has become actually a new way of doing on-location interviews for us. I think this should be a new thing, is we take our PortoVino and we sit down with people and have wine time and do our interviews that way. Now, sometimes it doesn't work if we're in a museum or something. Sometimes that does happen, though. I'm just saying. Things you never know. You never know what can happen. So you have to always have your wine and be prepared.
You're not supposed to tell.
Yeah. But, I have to tell you, we've done it. Like, we went to Cherokee National Forest. The fall leaves are falling down. There's little rivers with little waterfalls. And, I mean, it was amazing. But also, one before that, most memorable, was in Gainesville, Florida. We went to the Sweetwater Wetland Park. And it's kind of one of those parks. Now, there's a Sweetwater Wetlands in Tucson where we live that we'd go all the time. And it's these reclamation projects of cleaning the water. And in Tucson, you have birds and all these kinds of birds. It's one of the top birding spots in the area, in that whole region.
Yeah,
it's awesome. You walk around these ponds and you'll see, ibis and red-winged blackbirds and all these ducks, depending on the year. And they're having sightings of bobcat, and you see turtles. I mean, it's awesome.
Wow.
Well, in Gainesville, Florida, there's ahingas and herons, and we saw so much bird life, but there were also alligators. And so we were photographing alligators, and we filmed them. We could do a whole video. And then the one area, there were baby alligators. So I'm sorry, but I did film a whole heron scene of the heron catching a fish. And Nancy's all, this is the PortoVino scene. It's stealth. Look how it's moving. It's a stealth heron. So we decided, that's the new thing. We're going to do something with that. But I tried so hard to film I'm sorry, the photo really sucks, because we couldn't film the backpack because it was going to go into the alligators. It just where it was windy.
That's some good footage. Even the alligators love the PortoVino.
I know.
But we don't
want a PortoVino a cup there with a bottle of wine with an alligator behind it? Wouldn't it be so cool?
We had to be so stealth because people kept coming around and going, have you seen the alligators here? I'm like, everybody leave us alone for our PortoVino moment.
Go away.
Anyway, Nancy's holding the cup. I'm quickly trying to take a photo. Don't let it go over into the baby alligators. Anyway, so, I mean, this is the new thing, is alligators and wine. I'm just going to tell you, that's probably one of the top of the list PortoVino moments. Sometimes it's rest areas.
I think what would happen
anyway.
what would happen if we made our own, this area closed sign and just put it up?
I will be very closed.
No.
You have your own yellow tape, do not restoration area.
Yeah, come on, we need that. Yeah, we need a new backpack with that. But actually, now that you say we can take one of those big box wine things, and they are getting better because sometimes we travel with that too. If we get that, then we can have a party and say, everybody just shush and don't tell, and we'll be nice to you and share. See, sharing is caring. And
I will get you the 3-liter pouch.
We need the party bag.
The backpack also is big enough to accommodate a boxed wine.
Wow.
Pouch. So
how do you know we know that?
Don't tell anyone.
No, and there are some really good. Have you black box? There are some decent.
Yeah, there's some really good ones
out there
now. Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we got to go to Georgia, ladies. We're running out of time here. But porto-vino.com. Go check out the new styles. Get the bags. It's perfect for holiday gifts. And here's the thing: you could buy it, and then you could stuff it with other cool. You could stuff it with wine. I'm just saying, that's the perfect gift. Give the PortoVino and then stuff it with wine, or ship it directly to people's homes. But you can stuff it with wine.
Hand, so when the person opens the gift, you can say "me first."
Or you can give them a little gift card to a wine store, right? So anyway, we're going to Georgia, everybody. Stay tuned. I know. We're getting there.